Hi, my name is Yolanda,
My name's Olivia.
and we are here. Olivia, after getting her COVID vaccine, started having symptoms of fatigue, slight heart racing, getting dizzy. It took some time for it to progress. We went from doctor to doctor to doctor, thinking that her iron was low. They tried many different things, different vitamins, more rest kind of things. Nothing was helping. It got to the point where she couldn't walk a half a block because her heart was racing so bad. She'd feel like she's going to pass out, almost passing out. The fatigue was so bad that she, on the weekends, would basically not get out of bed. Some days she wouldn't be able to go to school just because she's so tired from it. And that's when we started researching some things and found Dr. DeYoung to come here and try and see. She's an athlete, she swims. So when she was swimming, it really didn't affect her because she was horizontal. She was diagnosed with POTS by a cardiologist, and then from there, that's what brought us here, because the medicine that they were giving was basically more water, electrolytes, salt, and that was about it, which really wasn't doing much of anything to bring us here. So.
And then, what'd you notice with the treatments?
I noticed less dizziness, heart palpitations, like almost gone from what they were before, less dizziness, more energy.
Yeah. And then it's been, how long, maybe, it's been 2 months?
2 months.
2 months? But you notice the changes kind of happened rapidly even towards the beginning too, right? And then, I guess you can say, I mean, how the POTS and the heart racing, is that completely gone at this point?
Almost, I'd say like 95%.
Yeah, so good turnaround.
It's almost like she's back to her old self of.
Yeah, and just for reference, it's been from the time you got the shot till when you came in, how many months or years?
Well, we first got the first vaccine when it first came out for her age group, so it was over a year, about a year, probably.
Yeah, so a good change in a short amount of time.
It was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything more you want to throw in there? I don't know. Okay. Anything for you? All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right. My name is Hayden.
Okay, and I'm Hayden's mom, Susie. We started coming here the end of December, so it's been about 2 months. When we first came here, we had been through like the ringer. It's been a year and a half of no answers.
Specialty after specialty after specialty.
What was the issue that first
Hayden's
happened?
a swimmer, and we first started noticing that he was short of breath when he was at swim practice. And so we started thinking like, oh, is he allergic to the chlorine, or does he have asthma, or what exactly is going on? We weren't really sure. We went to all sorts of.
Well, what happened? What happened in a week later, or was it almost immediately?
Prior to all of this, he had gotten the Pfizer vaccine. And within 2 weeks of that, we started noticing that his swim time started increasing.
Like instantly, just went up.
And he got very slower in the pool and started having shortness of breath. He got the second vaccine, I don't know, 6 weeks after getting the first one, and just after that, like, things continued to get worse for him.
Yep.
Did you get sick?
Got super ill on the second shot, and after that, then it just continued to snowball down, and everything got worse and worse and worse. And
you were so sick that, like, sicker than you've ever been, like in bed for 3 days. But at the time, we didn't really think anything of it, other than, we obviously had a reaction to the vaccine, but you figure that, a week later that, you're going to be fine. And that wasn't the case. He's had all sorts of, joint pain, shortness of breath,
brain fog, fatigue, excessive fatigue.
Brain fog to the point of what? Like, what was life like that way?
Just to the point where I'm like, like not even, I'm failing school in certain classes and
Yeah.
like
Hayden went from the A honor roll to failing over half of his classes. He got to the point that he couldn't put sentences together. He didn't know where we lived. He had forgotten that we moved and he thought we were living in a different house than we even were in. He hasn't been able to drive all the time. There's been times I've had to go pick him up. Like severe brain fog, to the point that, yeah, I didn't even know if he was going to pass 11th grade this year. It's been horrific. And then also just the fatigue has been so bad that he was pretty much like bed bound a couple
and
days.
just getting out of bed in the morning has been a real struggle and like almost impossible even. And yeah.
That's how it's been for how long was that going on for before you came in here?
So yeah, things were just kind of slowly escalating. And then, so for over a year, I'd say we came in here probably
13, 14 months after
13 to 14 months after all the symptoms started, because things just got to the point that like we couldn't continue on with.
No.
And
what was the journey of like different doctors like at that time before you came in?
We had been to rheumatology, we had been to pulmonology,
allergy,
cardiology,
ENT.
asthma, ENT. Everyone
Like,
kept saying you're fine, we can't find anything wrong with you. It wasn't until he finally passed out
in
in
November
November of last year. So probably like 14 months in, he finally passed out, and then cardiology was able to say, oh, you have POTS. And
from that point forth, it was like, well, okay, how do we, approach healing this or helping it? And,
yes, because at the time, and then the cardiologist was not able to do anything for us. They said, eat a lot of salt and wear compression garments, and drink a whole lot of water, and like sent us on our way. And at the time, Hayden's symptoms just continued to get worse.
And then it was to the
his
point where
functioning got worse, and it was like, okay, we
can't
didn't know what to do anymore. So yeah, I was researching all sorts of POTS related stuff, and then somebody had mentioned find a functional medicine provider, and that was like their biggest recommendation. So I got online and started Googling functional medicine near me, and I came up with Dr. Robert, and that's how we ended up here.
Now it's been 2 months, and what's life like now?
Life is much improved from 2 months ago. I think my thinking is a big one. It's so much clearer. And I think my quality of life, my fatigue is much improved as well.
You get able to get out of bed with, not being impossible.
Yes, it's become much less of the big task of the day just to get out of bed. I mean, so yeah, many improvements.
Yeah, I would say that the first month we just kept coming here, kept doing the supplements and, doing the treatments. There was a couple days that were pretty good, but overall he was still really bad for the first month. And then month 2, things really started to turn around.
We figured something out that we were missing a little bit, and then we caught it, like the leaky gut. Not that we weren't working on it, but we gave a little more supplement to that. It seemed like that started upswing.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. And I didn't come here expecting, that we were gonna, have some quick fix. I mean, this has been, a year and a half of in the making of going downhill, and I feel like his body has been so damaged by the vaccine, and that I knew it was going to be an uphill battle coming, getting squared away. But I feel like in this last month has been huge improvement.
Oh yes.
How much better do you feel now?
I feel 60-70% better. I think yes, there's still work to do, but I think that's just what happens after 17 months of everything. So
we've come a long ways to the point now, like people actually are commenting like, oh, Hayden, your eyes look good again. And he got to the point that he was, he just didn't look good. He looked like a really sick kid, and now like he looks better. He's able to
stronger, have more energy.
Yep, he's able to like get to school. He's able to work. He's able to drive again. I haven't had to go pick him up or drive him places.
Nice.
He's actually able to live his life again.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you for sharing. This hopefully helps someone else out there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Melanie, and I came here to Dr. Roberts after finding him online. Saw the good reviews, and my daughter Sam here, she had been dealing with POTS and some chronic pain for the last 3 years, and after traditional medication, going through all the traditional routes of medicine, she was not getting better. Her quality of life was quite frankly going downhill, and that's just not acceptable for a 16-year-old. So after some conversations with my husband, we came here and decided to give it a shot, even though we fully didn't understand what all it entailed. It was a little out there compared to what we were used to, right?
Very.
And then talked to Sam, like, hey, let's just try it. And we tried it, and yeah, she's up, she's cooking, she's interacting with family, she's not sleeping 18 hours a day. We can hug her again, and couldn't do that before without her just being in complete pain. So thank you for, she's got her life back, quite frankly. So we're forever grateful.
Thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm Sam. Honestly, I didn't even know if this was gonna like work because I've been to so many doctors and I didn't really get treated like a human. Like they're just like, oh, girls your age, you know, they need to drink more water, or it's normal to just faint all the time. And like I've been dealing with chronic pain to the point where like I didn't want to live. Like it was that bad. And I don't know, like it felt like there was something ripping me from the inside all the time. People couldn't even touch me. I was dealing with a lot of mental health stuff that wasn't helping with it either, like all sorts of abuse from family members, friends, strangers. Just it added up to the point where it was unbearable. And after a bunch of like suicide attempts, my mom had brought me into a bunch of places, and she was finally desperate enough where she's like, okay, let's go to this crazy guy. I know it sounds super weird, and you know, he's gonna do like things you don't get, and he's a little woo-woo sounding, but it like actually helped, like which is weird, and I never would have thought it would, because I'm like, oh, it's just another guy who's gonna like say he's gonna help, and then he's not gonna help, and he's gonna throw a bunch of treatments that don't work. But like I can actually think again. Like the pain isn't so bad that you can't think, you know?
How's it tearing?
Like I feel normal. Like my organs aren't like, you know, I know like a lot of people wouldn't understand this, but like if someone were to like reach into your guts and start like squishing and ripping them out, it's not like that anymore. So you know, it's better. I still have some issues. I wouldn't say I'm like perfect anymore, but my digestion actually works and my brain isn't as bad, so it's better, I could say, which is more than I could ask for. So thank you, Dr. Robert.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.